Yo, what's going on, everybody? Give me 1 second so I can get us live on Facebook as well, inside our Cash Physical Therapy Headquarters Facebook community. Stand by. All right. I think we're good to go. What's happening, everybody? Hope everyone's having a fantastic Monday. Today's a really exciting day where I'm going to be covering the 4 pillars that allow new cash physical therapists, whether it's a side hustle or you've been full-time in your practice for a while now, to quickly replace your salary and grow your practice to the point where you actually are earning 6 figures as the owner of your practice. Now, most people, when they first start their practice, they are really solely focused on just getting to $10,000 per month in your cash practice, which is honestly very simple. We help people do that every single day inside of our programs. And so over the last 5 years, as we've helped more than 500 cash physical therapists scale beyond $100,000 per year annual income, we found that there are really 4 key pillars that make it so that it is quick and easy to replace your salary so that you can go all in on your cash practice. So if you're here right now, if you're brand new to our community, first of all, welcome. I'm Jordan Mather. I'm the owner of Clinical Marketer and the founder of this Facebook community. And every single Monday, we are going live to teach you what's working right now in the world of cash physical therapy. So if you're with us, welcome. Block this off on your calendar every Monday and be prepared to learn a lot because especially today, I'm going to be sharing some resources and some tools that you can start to use to go about your plan to grow your cash practice from a very methodical way where we know exactly what it is we need to do to get where we're trying to go. And I'm going to share some resources that are going to allow you to acquire patients faster, allow you to increase the profitability of your practice so that you can be far more confident in the growth and the success of your cash practice moving forward. So if you're here live, comment live. If you're catching the replay, comment replay. I'm really excited to dive into this particular training. So we're going to be covering 4 key things here today. Number 1 is how to design the practice of your dreams and really do so by understanding your numbers. What revenue do you need to be generating per month to have the take-home pay you want to have? How do you design your pricing and your packages so that you are generating the kind of income that you need to have a healthy business while also making sure that you're taking care of yourself? Because I know many of you, although you've been at your practice for a while now, you're still not paying yourself quite what it is that you want to be making. So I'm going to share a calculator with you that is what our clients use to determine exactly what it is they should be charging and what targets they should be aiming for to achieve the results that they're looking to get inside of their practice. That's number 1, designing your dream practice by understanding your numbers. Number 2 is I'm going to be going through how to determine what patient populations should you be going for and sharing with you an AI tool that we've created to help you not only better understand your avatar, but create all of your marketing and promotional material so that whenever you're creating a video, whenever you're creating an ad, writing an email, designing your website, you're doing so with a very specific person in mind so that your messaging can speak to the hearts and minds of those who are around you and position yourself as head and shoulders above what your population could get help with anywhere else. And so making you the obvious decision of who it is that they want to have help them achieve their goals in their health and wellness journeys. And then we're going to talk a little bit about acquisition, how to determine, once we know what numbers we're going for, how many leads that we actually need, and we know who it is that we're going to be targeting. Well, then how do we actually get those people in the door? I'm going to be covering 2 really successful marketing strategies that you can choose from. And I'm going to share some resources on both of those strategies that will teach you everything you need to know to be successful in those acquisition endeavors. And then lastly, we're going to be talking a little bit high level, a little bit from an operational perspective of how do we make sure that the people we have coming in are sticking around with us long enough so that we're not always worried about where our next patient is coming from. So we're going to be talking numbers. We're going to be talking avatars. We're going to be talking acquisition. Then we're going to be talking a little bit on the operational side of what numbers we need to be hitting within our practice to make sure that it is healthy and thriving. Now, I'm going to be sharing quite a few resources with each of you here today. If you want the entire bundle of all the resources I'm going to be covering, just put bundle in the comments and I'll follow up with you to make sure you get the link links to download those resources so that you can start to expedite your growth, so that you can finally achieve $100,000 plus per year annual take home from your cash practice. So thank you everybody for being here. Again, if you're here live, comment live. If you're catching replay, comment replay. What that does is not only tells the algorithm that what it is that you're learning here is valuable, and it pushes out to more people inside of this community. So we teach our very best stuff inside of this community for free. The only fee that we have is that we want you to engage, we want you to comment, we want you to ask questions, because that helps ensure that other people get this content as well. So let's dive in to understanding and knowing our numbers. For that, we're going to start off by going through a tool that we call our price structure calculator. Now, most people, when they first start their practice, they do so using a lot of guesswork and intuition to find out, like, what should I be charging? What are my targets? And they struggle for a really long time because they don't actually have an end in mind. And without an end in mind, we can't reverse engineer a well thought out plan to actually make that happen. And if we don't have a well thought out plan, then we have no way of measuring whether what we're doing is actually working. And we can't make the iterations necessary to have success inside of our cash practice. So before we ever get started, we have to design our dream practice from the very get-go, and then design our systems and our processes and our pricing and our patient experience around those numbers. And so I'm going to share my screen here with all of you, and I'm going to share a really, really powerful resource with you all. Let's go window. Let's do entire screen. Let's share over here. Okay, and if you can hear me and you can see me okay, and you're able to see this screen, please just say so in the comments, just so I know that we're all looking at the same thing. And so what I'm sharing with you here is our price and acquisition calculator. Now, it's really important to understand when you're first getting into business that there's obviously a certain operational expense that we should be spending to have a healthy business. And then there's a certain amount that we should be paying ourselves from the revenue being generated inside of that practice. Now, if you're generating less than $250,000 a year inside of your practice, drop me below just so I can start to get a gauge of where we're all at inside of our practices, and I can kind of tailor this training around what it is that you need to hear right now. Now, as we grow, how much revenue we're generating, how much we should be paying ourselves, how much we're spending on operations, how much we're generating in profit and taxes, all of this, there's a kind of a standard that we should be aiming for within our practice. Now, this is pulled directly from the book Profit First. And if you haven't read it, highly recommend going and reading it. That is a must read, a non-negotiable for any entrepreneur when they're first starting out. And so that these are the numbers that we're using to kind of create this calculator that's going to tell you how much we should be spending in each category of business, how much revenue we need to be making based off of how much you want to make as the owner of your practice. Then, of course, how much time do we actually want to spend treating versus admin work? And all of this together is going to tell us exactly what it is we should be charging and help us understand if what we're charging right now is sabotaging our ability to hit the goals that we're striving for. And so on this calculator, which again, if you want the calculator, just put bundle beneath this video. And after this video, we'll send you all of the resources I'm about to share with you here. And so inside of this calculator, the only numbers we are going to be punching in are in these yellow fields. Okay, and then this calculator is going to tell us how much we should be charging and if we're not charging quite enough yet inside of our practice. So many people, they strive for hitting $10,000 a month inside of their cash practice. And then they realize that it's like, hey, you might be hitting it or might be close, but you're actually not paying yourself what it is that you thought you'd be making when you first started your practice. Never realizing that with how much you need to set aside for taxes, with how much you got to spend in expenses for your rent, your utilities, your acquisition, all the other expenses that we have as practice owners, you're not making as much as you need to. And so we actually need to aim a bit higher if we want to be making a $10,000 a month take home pay. And so on average, really what you need, if you want to have a six-figure per year income, we need to get to $20,000 a month inside of our practice. Now, I want you all to realize that hitting $10,000 a month or even $20,000 a month is actually insanely simple. We help people do this every single week inside of our business, where people are literally transforming their lives. This is just a peek at the reviews that we're generating from our clients who never thought that they would be where they are as quickly as they are, thanks to the strategies and the things that I'm about to share with you inside of this training. So people are growing faster than they ever thought possible, and crushing their income goals much faster than they thought they would. Now, I'm only showing you this because I don't want to make claims without backing them up initially. And so if you want to hit 10K, we got to aim for $20,000 a month base in our practice. But you have to understand that this is extremely normal. People are doing this every single day. And as long as you feel like that's a really big number, it's always going to elude you. One of the best things I learned from one of my coaches is that we'll rarely make as much as, but we'll never make more than the amount of money that we think is a lot. And so if you think $20,000 a month in a business is a really big deal and you put it up on a pedestal, well, then it's always going to be out of reach. And so I highly encourage you, engage with this community, find your tribe of people who are going to increase what you think is a lot of money, because you'll always struggle to hit this 10K, 100K a year income if you think $20,000 a month is like impossible. Okay, realize that $20,000 a month might be a really big deal to you right now, but to our clients who have already hit this and have grown beyond that, they once were like you and they thought that was a ton, but now today, hitting $20,000 a month in their practice would be an emergency. That would be a really big problem because they've grown beyond that, because they've started to realize it's like, this isn't a lot of money. And so first off, make sure that you realize it's like, this isn't that big of a deal. It's actually quite simple. If you're selling, for example, $1,500 packages, okay, that is just what, 13 packages? Yeah, 13 packages a month sold is $20,000 a month. That's not as big of a deal as you think it is. Okay, a lot of people are doing this very, very easily inside of their practices. Okay, so first, make sure you're aiming for the right number. If you want 10K a month, you need to aim for 20. Now, when you're designing your rates, we got to understand it's like, okay, how much money do we need to make and how much do we actually want to work? Because a lot of you are pricing yourself pretty low and you're hoping that you're going to have a better work-life balance, but as you generate revenue, maybe you're full, but you're still not making as much as you want to, but you're busier than you've ever been. And it's because you didn't price your sessions and your packages in a way that was designed with your personal time and your lifestyle in mind. And we have to do that. We have to first start our pricing based off what it is we actually want to create with our business. And so for us, we recommend 25 visits a week, about 7 hours for admin work and 8 hours for business development, things like running your Facebook ads and networking with other business owners each and every week. And this will add up to about a 40-hour per week schedule. Now, we recommend 25 because if you go 30, all of a sudden you are too busy to be doing the things that are going to continue to grow your business, especially if you want to build a team. If you allow yourself to have 30 visits per week, all of a sudden you don't have time to do the things that grow the business, let alone hire and train somebody else. So we recommend just doing 25. Now, based off of that, this calculator is saying that to hit those goals with these hours, we need to be charging an average of $200 per visit. And then it breaks down what package structures we recommend for your practice. Now, you might be wondering, it's like, hey, I'm just starting out. I don't really know if I want to do packages. That's fine. But just realize how much harder you're going to have to work by not selling packages. As I already showed you, to reach $20,000 a month, you just need 13 packages sold per month. Now, if we do that, if we don't sell packages, that means that we need to hit, let's say that your average visit is 150. Well, now instead of just selling 13 packages, now we need 133 visits. And now there's a lot more work that you need to do to not only get people in the door, but to make sure that they keep coming back. And so you just have to work way, way harder if you're selling on a per visit basis versus just selling packages. And so that's one of the main things that are so important about understanding your numbers. If you started your practice to have a bigger impact, to earn more money, and also have more work-life balance, then I highly, highly, highly recommend selling packages. It's just going to take so much pressure off of you, because one package sold all of a sudden equates 10 visits that you don't need to acquire because you sold that package. And so we actually need to work substantially less, because if we sell 13 packages, that means we're going to be around maybe like 13, 15 visits a week. And so we can be hitting the same monthly revenue number that we want to hit while seeing substantially fewer visits. And so we have much more capacity to focus on growing and scaling the practice. And so that's why we recommend selling packages. There are a lot of other advantages to selling packages. That's not what this training is about. If you want to learn more about how to structure your packages, why you should be selling packages, just put packages in the comments below. I'll follow up with a YouTube video that we recently did with Dave Kittle, where we had a live debate on whether or not practices should be selling packages versus doing per visit sessions. And it's actually a really, really fun conversation that shows all the pros and cons of doing each. But we recommend doing packages. And these are the prices that you should be hitting if you put in the numbers of how much you want to make and how much time you want to spend working. Now down here, we want to put in what we're actually charging. Now, let's say you do 150, follow-up sessions are 135. Okay. Now we can see that our average price that we're charging right now, based off of maybe you have an average of 5 visits per plan of care that you're selling. All of a sudden, we know that's like, okay, what we're currently doing isn't going to get us to where it is we're trying to go, which means we're going to end up working more than we actually want to, or we're just not going to be making as much as we want to. And so we want to make sure that we adjust our prices. And so we want to be in that average the average range. So even if your evaluations are $200 and your follow-ups are 150, we're still not going to hit that number that you're after. And so you want to play around with this. Right now, we are charging $275 and $225 for follow-ups. And our average plan of care is actually 9 people. And so we have a lot of wiggle room between what it is we should be hitting. And so this is all profit at this point that we're able to reinvest back in acquisition, back into our team, back into our equipment. We just upgraded our facility. And so if we're not generating the margin that is going to allow us to scale, we're going to get stuck very quickly within our practice. And we're going to be at the mercy of every single swing that the algorithm has, that the economy has, that if there's another pandemic and your referral sources all get shut down, we're going to be really impacted by. And so we want to make sure that whatever number we come up with gives us enough margin and profitability that we're protected and we kind of have a moat around the business. And so that we're not, we have a bigger cushion to make strategic, informed decisions with. And so if you want access to the calculator, put bundle beneath this video, and then we'll follow up with you with all the resources I'm about to be sharing inside of this training here today. So first things first, make sure you know your numbers, know what your targets are, know what you need to be charging in order to hit that number while making sure that you're not sacrificing your livelihood, your time, your energy, time with family, all that good stuff in order to hit that number. Because if we didn't start our practice to impact more people while also having a healthier life, happier life ourselves, I'm not sure why you started your practice. So it all starts with making sure you have the right numbers to design the practice that you're actually looking for and the kind of lifestyle income that you want. Okay, so that's number one. Know your numbers. Okay, most people struggle for years in their cash practice because they never did this. And then it's not until things get so bad that you finally ask for help that we make the adjustments necessary to finally have the model that we actually want to have in our practice. So start with this. Now, the next thing that we need to understand is our patient avatar. Who do we actually want to go for? Now, this is, a lot of people get this entirely wrong. They've read books like this, Niche Down, which is an incredible book. I highly recommend every single person read it. However, the problem with it is a lot of people take it too far. They decide that they are going to be the premier physical therapist in their area for musicians or high school dancers or gymnasts or rock climbers or surfers. And these are all incredible populations. Maybe that's who you are and that's your dream to only work with those people. But depending on where you are, there might not even be enough of these people at any given time who are injured for you to be able to hit your income goals and have a healthy, thriving business. And so we want to make sure that the population that we choose to serve is large enough for us to be able to maintain a full schedule. Now, if your dream is to work with equestrian horseback riders, I think I'm saying that right, like horseback riders, that's fantastic. But starting there could be really, really challenging. But we recommend people do. If your dream is to work with a very, very niche population of people, then what we recommend is when you first start out, start general. Choose a population like active adults, CrossFitters, new moms, those kind of populations that work really well for cash because they're already used to investing in cash pay services because they value their health. And then as you grow that business and as you get it to a point of self-sustainability where maybe you hire another PT and offload this more general population to their schedule, well, now you just bought back all of your time to be able to focus on only working with the populations that you dream of working with. Because now your business doesn't depend on the demand of that population for your services. And so if you want to work with super niche populations, that's awesome. But start general, build a self-sustaining system around the low-hanging fruit that brings in the cash flow, buy back your time, and then focus on the populations that you really dream of serving and working with. Okay. And so once you know what population that you do want to work with, for us, our majority of our clients are working with active adults, gym athletes, new moms. Those are really the premier populations that we serve inside of our practice and inside of our community. Now, once you know what that population is, now we have to design all of our messaging, all of the content that we're creating towards a very specific avatar. And now we created a tool for you to be able to use that will print out an entire report, everything that you need to know about your avatar and their problems, their fears, their objections, the other services that they might use instead of your services, as well as help you create what we call a unique mechanism, something that is going to position you as the only person in your space serving this market in the way that you're serving it, so that you are perceived as a premium service that stands head and shoulders above anything else that people could try for your population. So I'm going to show you exactly what I mean here. So basically once you have this, you want to type in as much detail about your ideal patient as much as humanly possible. Now you might have multiple avatars, but I recommend just starting with one. Give me a second. Avatar. I got this. Oh, it's right in front of my face. Okay. So I'm going to just copy this so for you, you're just going to put in as much detail as humanly possible about the people you want to serve. I just typed up a really general version of an avatar description just to give you an example of what this looks like. Okay, so let's enter this. And now our GPT that we've designed is going to print out an entire worksheet. And we call this our cash practice copy blueprint. This is something that you want to save and put into a Google Doc somewhere that you can then share with a marketing director, an ad agency that you hire, and print this out where you have it handy. If you're the one writing your ads, your emails, your website copy, anything, you want to make sure that you always have this handy. And whenever you're writing anything, whether you're designing a brochure, designing a Facebook post, writing an email, whatever it is, you want to make sure you have this handy to make sure that all of your messaging is aligned towards this population. This is how we start to create our branding and our positioning in the marketplace so that we're seen as an expert. And so this report is going to give you a lot of things. I'm going to highlight just some really specific areas. One is going to give you a general avatar that you can make sure that, okay, yeah, this fits exactly who I'm looking for. Breaks down what their primary goals are: eliminate chronic pain, return your favorite activities with confidence, prevent future injuries, improve performance and strength, gain personalized and effective solution for health concerns. Okay, secondary concerns: build confidence, long-term physical resilience, avoid unnecessary surgeries and medications. Perfect. Okay, now it's going to give you our primary complaints, secondary complaints. These are going to be the types of things we make hooks around for our ads and for our emails. These are the types of things that we're going to talk about. Now, ultimate fear: being unable to stay active and enjoy their favorite activities due to chronic pain or injury, leading to loss of independence and quality of life. This is going to be the centerpiece that you're going to draft all of your marketing around. Okay, this is the primary problem that you're solving in your marketing. Okay, false solutions. These are other ideas that you can use for content. Like, these are the things that they think they need to do to solve their problem that you can position your practice against. Okay, these are the beliefs that you need to override and fix in order for people to really see you as the ultimate solution for themselves. Okay, these are the objections we need to learn how to handle. Expensive alternatives. This will give you an exact breakdown of your avatar and come up with an actual person. And so when you're writing any of your marketing material, we want to make sure that we're writing it for this person. Okay, we always want the people who are reading our emails to feel like we're talking to their hearts and souls by making sure that we keep this person in mind from this foundational copy workbook. You are going to make sure that all of your messaging is speaking to the right person and in alignment with your branding and your positioning. Okay, another great thing that this is going to do for you is it's going to create an offer for you. Now, most of you, you're competing in a commodity market because you're selling physical therapy. What this helps you do is to come up with an offer that transcends normal physical therapy and gives it a title and a positioning that makes you the only person in your entire community that offers this particular offer. This is something that you can run ads to. This is something that when you're networking, this is what you kind of talk about, what it is that you provide. You created your Active Life Reclaim program that has these 3 steps to help people have a healthier health, not only get out of pain, but be stronger than they've ever been and prevent future injuries. Okay. And so it gives you a couple different things. This is how you transcend the commodity market and position yourself as an expert and an authority for your niche, offering something that they can't get anywhere else so that you're no longer getting price shopped or convenience shopping. This is how you're positioned and perceived as a premium go-to expert within your community, having a unique offer with unique mechanism, which is how do you actually deliver this this offer. Now we can ask it like, give me, I don't love this particular offer name. Give me 5 more offer names and unique mechanisms. Okay. And so these are things that we're going to use in all of our messaging. This is how we deliver our service. So offer name, pain-free performance pathway. Love it. Unique mechanism, precision pain recovery method. I love it. And so for us, maybe this is the offer that you go with, and this is what we're using in our messaging. Step 1 is getting you out of pain. Step 2 is identifying the root cause. And step 3 is developing a performance plan and prevention plan to make sure that this pain never comes back and future injuries are avoided. So maybe that are the 3 steps to your unique mechanism that you create under this offer. Now, you're not only a physical therapist specializing with active adults, but now you are a true authority because you have unique methods specifically tailored to that population, which takes you away from the commodity and the competition of all these people fighting over the same batch of people. Okay, this is how we create our own blue ocean versus the red ocean that is physical therapy, of all of these people fighting over the same active adults. Well, by creating a unique offer with a unique mechanism, this creates a brand new marketplace of active adults. It creates a subsegment of those active adults who are looking for something a little bit more specialized than just traditional physical therapy for active adults. Okay. And so this is another really good way to make sure that we're standing out and able to grow quickly as a cash physical therapist by offering something that's unique and different than what our ideal prospects have been offered before. Okay. So we got a couple different offer names. If you go through this report and something seems a little bit off, just go in and give it more information, and then it'll update its report for you. Okay. So this is an incredibly handy tool. Now, whenever we're putting together any of our marketing, make sure that you are using this resource. If you're creating content, these are the types of content that you should be making for this population. Okay, so incredibly powerful tool. If you're using this, play around with it. It's a lot of fun. Use it for all of your different niches. If you have a lot of different email campaigns that you are like basically filtering patients into based off of the problems that they have, whether it's back pain, shoulder pain, incontinence, whatever it is, then you can run this for each one of those populations and use it to design the emails for each one of those populations. Okay, so once you know your numbers, identify your most ideal patient population, use this document to then create your cash practice copy blueprint, and then use this tool to write all of your advertising and help you frame how you communicate who your services are for, how you help people, so that you can use it both in your networking as well as your paid advertising. If you have any questions on this, please let me know. Again, if you want access to this software, this is not something that you can just go and find on the internet. This is something that we created, that we provide our clients. Now, if you're watching this video and you would like access to it, put bundle below. We'll send you the pricing calculator that I showed in a few minutes ago, as well as access to this AI tool to create your cash practice copy blueprint. Now, the next thing that I want to talk about here is our acquisition strategies. Oh man, I'm so sorry, you guys. I wasn't sharing my screen here. Bummer. Okay, so real quick, really sorry about that. So this cash practice copy blueprint, this is what it looks like. Covers every single thing you need to know about your particular avatar, things that you may not have even thought of that you can use to write all of your marketing materials. Okay, so this is what it looks like. Sorry, I wasn't sharing my screen as I was walking through this. Some of you are probably a little confused, but just put bundle below and I'll send you the link to create this. All I did was put in a description of the population that I like to work with. And then the software that we put together prints out everything you need to know about that particular avatar. If you want to make any changes, just let it know that you want it to come up with a few more offer names, unique mechanisms, and it'll print all of that out for you. Okay, so now the next thing that I want to focus on is our acquisition strategies. Okay, once we know what our revenue target is, the next thing we got to figure out is like, okay, well, how many people do I need to generate, or how many leads do I need to generate each and every month in order to hit that number? Now, everyone, when they're starting their practice, they really have two choices for acquiring patients. You can go the organic route or you can go the paid advertising route. Now, the organic route is the most popular one because it's free, right? It's a really good strategy that I highly recommend everybody does deploy because it helps you in a lot of different ways. It helps you develop the entrepreneurial fortitude that you need to have by going out there, explaining what it is that you do for people and basically selling them on wanting to work with you and refer people to you. And now that naturally means that you're going to get rejected. People aren't going to give you the light of day. And that rejection and learning to overcome it and persevere through it is the most important attribute that you need to build as an entrepreneur, because the entire time in business, you're going to be faced with challenges, obstacles, and those will never go away. They change, but they'll never go away. And if you don't develop that fortitude to be able to handle the pressure and the rejection, then you're never going to build a self-sustaining practice. And so organic marketing is so powerful, not just in a sense of acquiring patients, but also who you become as a result of doing it and not giving up with it. And so the problem, though, is it obviously takes a lot of your time. When Ben first started his practice, every single week, he reached out to 10 different businesses with the hopes of getting 1 to 2 meetings, in the hopes that one of those meetings would turn into a workshop. And this is all he did. When he wasn't treating patients, he was networking and he was doing workshops, which meant he didn't have a personal life. He wasn't dating anyone. He didn't have any friends. He was brand new in an area he had never been in before with his practice. And so it was a lot of stress. It was a tremendous amount of stress on him. And when COVID happened, suddenly his entire practice was at a standstill. And that's when he met me and I helped him build out better systems for retaining patients, as well as different acquisition strategies using social media and paid advertising that then eventually allowed him to scale past $250,000 a month to the point where today he's now doing $2 million per year, a little over $200,000 a month. Which is absolutely crazy. Well, he's right around like 150 to 200. He hit his first 200K month like 2 months ago. But it's because of those systems. Now, when you're doing organic marketing, it's really important to approach it with a plan. And if you want our entire breakdown of how we run successful paid organic marketing, we put every single thing we know inside of our Cash Physical Therapy Organic Marketing Manifesto. Now, if you comment bundle below, I'm going to send you not only the calculator and our AI tool, but our entire bundle of breaking down every strategy we have with organic marketing, from tune-up tables to workshops to integrated offers, and everything you need to have a consistent and steady flow of new patients coming in from your organic strategies. Okay, so that's option number 1. Now, if you're in an area where there are a lot of other cash physical therapists and you're trying to network with gyms, sometimes it can take a really long time for you to develop the relationship that's going to produce consistent referrals for your practice. And if you're having a hard time breaking through and building those relationships, well, then paid advertising is what I recommend doing. Most practice owners, they seek us out because they're either struggling to make organic work, they don't want to do it at all because it's just too time intensive, or they've maxed out what they're able to do with organic marketing. They have no more time to do any more than they're already doing, and they're trying to scale beyond that. That's kind of the problem with organic marketing, is that there is a finite amount of time and availability, time and referral partners in your community. And so naturally, you're going to hit a plateau where you can't do more than you're already doing. And it also creates a paradox where the more successful you are with organic marketing, the more of it you're going to have to do. Because basically, once you run a few workshops, you get full, suddenly you don't have the time to continue to do the networking, continuing to do the workshops until you have a bunch of people discharge. Then all of a sudden you have to like do it all over again. And so it creates this natural feast or famine cycle. And so a lot of people come to us because they've already maxed out what they can do with organic marketing. They're feeling the feast and famine, and they finally want to put an end to it so they can have predictability, they can have consistency within their practice. And we do that through meta ads. Okay. And so here we go. And so through meta ads, so we have our organic marketing manifesto. I think it's about 50 pages of everything you need to do your organic marketing. But then we also have our meta ads manual. Now the meta ads manual breaks down exactly what you need to do to run highly profitable Facebook ads. Now inside the last year, our Inner Circle mastermind clients generated more than $20 million from Facebook ads. And they did so at a 5.9 return on their ad spends. That means over the span of 12 months, on average, our Inner Circle members, for every $1 they put in ads, they got $5.9 back. Facebook ads are by far the best investment vehicle you can have, and learning how to use them is one of the most fruitful things that you can learn for your life and for your business. Anytime you need to make more money or acquire a new patient, this guide will walk you through exactly how to set it up and how to do it. With basically, we wanted it to be kind of like a meta ad, or not a meta ads, like an IKEA setup guide. So we have pictures. We walk you through exactly what to do to run your own profitable ads. Again, if you want either one of these resources, the organic marketing channel or the paid ads channel, just put bundle below. We'll send you everything afterwards. Now, the thing is you have to decide which one of these strategies you want to do. Both of them can absolutely work. One is going to take up your nights and weekends. One of them is going to use your resources, your money, in order to grow. Now, for the people who are hitting $100,000 in take home within their first year of business, they're all running Facebook ads because it allows you to expedite your acquisition cycle. You get way more people in faster. And then while you have a steady flow of people coming in, you're also doing the networking, but you're not doing it from a place of desperation. And you're coming from a place of as an equal, as another business owner that's doing really well, that's looking to network and grow with other successful business owners. And because you don't need people to say yes, people say yes to you a heck of a lot more often. And so we find that when they're starting with Facebook ads, their organic marketing strategies are actually working better as well, which is pretty awesome. And so right now, people starting with meta ads, we recommend starting out at $50 a day. Let me show you what this actually looks like. Let's see. I'm going to show you a profitability tracker. Here's my keyboard. There we go. So this is what we use. Profitability. Okay. So let's do this one. Okay. Okay. So this is a profitability tracker for Facebook ads. This is just one of our clients that we've used. So we're tracking things like our ad spend, how many leads, what was the offer that we're advertising, and how many of them actually converted into packages. And so over the span of, I don't think this is exactly 12 months, but over a long period of time, they spent on average, $23,000 over the span of the year, but that created $129,000 in revenue at a 5.4 return on ad spend. Now, this is just an example of something that can work, but these aren't outlandish results. This is very normal and common when you're running Facebook ads. And so that's why if you're struggling to get your practice off the ground, I highly recommend Facebook ads starting off at $50 a day. As you can see over the span of a year, let's see what their total leads, their cost per lead is about $52. Okay, so this means that they're getting around one lead contacting them. If you're spending $50 a day, one lead contacting you every single day. And that's really where you want to be if you want to reach $20,000 a month in your practice very, very quickly and have cash flow coming in as you're doing your networking with other businesses and getting your organic stuff off the ground. So this is just an idea of what running Facebook ads can mean for your practice. Again, really bad at sharing my screen with you guys today. Sorry about that. Okay, so this is our profitability tracker, and it breaks down. They brought in spent $23,000 and brought in $129,000. So their cost per lead is about $52. Their cost per booked evaluation is $132. So every time they spent $132, so about every 3 days, they booked a new evaluation. And this is what allowed them to scale to $20,000 and beyond very, very quickly, where they are able to then have the cash flow and the consistency to then hire, buy back their time, and to continue to grow and scale beyond that. So this is what you can expect while running Facebook ads. Now, if you want the entire guide, just put bundle below. We'll send you all of this, not just the organic marketing manifesto with every single strategy we run for organic marketing and how to do it. We'll send you the setup guide for how our clients run meta ads. And we'll also send you our entire sales training on what's working right now to convert total strangers into excited and eager cash paying patients who are ready and willing to pay in full for your cash packages. Okay. So that's number 3, acquisition. You just got to choose which one of these strategies is going to be the best for you. Right now, you might have more time than resources, and so you should be hitting the pavement every single week, blocking off time every week to contact at least 10 of your most ideal referral partners, and trying to get 1-2 meetings every single week with the hopes of getting 1 workshop scheduled. So that should result in about 2 workshops every single month, with about, for us, about 20% of attendees convert into evaluations. And so run the numbers yourself, figure out how many contacts you need to make every single week to maintain that number of workshops and that level of lead generation. Okay. If you run those numbers and you're like, I don't know if I want to spend that much time networking and doing workshops, well, then I highly recommend deploying a Facebook ad strategy because it works while you sleep. You're generating leads every single day to practice your newly developed sales skills on, and it allows you to just learn so much faster and get cash flow in the door so much sooner while we're waiting for our local referral relationships to really really grow and develop. What I love about this is when you have cash flow coming in from Facebook ads, it really allows you to slow down your pace with these referral partners and build a raw, genuine, authentic relationship with these people. The people who aren't running Facebook ads, they need these relationships to work, and they need money now. And so they're rushing the relationship, which makes it is a huge deterrent to referral partners because they sense your ulterior motives. You're not truly invested in their success and what it is that they need to achieve their goals. And when you have cash flow coming in from meta ads, you're able to take a much more authentic, slow approach with these organic marketing strategies and approach it more like dating than an acquisition strategy. We're able to just take one step at a time, no rush, let them kind of set the pace, let them tell you what it is that they want and what they need, and just provide as much value as possible. And in time, you end up having much stronger, more long-term, mutually beneficial relationships. Okay, so choose which acquisition strategy works best for you. They both absolutely work. Just depends, again, on your how much time and resources you have and which one you'd rather spend to acquire your patients. Now, the very last thing that I want to talk about here is your patient lifetime value. Now that you know what numbers you need to hit, what you need to charge, who it is you want to target and how to target them, and how you're going to actually bring them in, whether that's organic or through paid advertising, well, now we got to figure out okay, well, how do I keep people around? One of the most important metrics that you need to be tracking in your business is your patient lifetime value. Okay, what is the average amount of money that people are spending with your practice right now? And that's going to determine how quickly you need to acquire new patients. And so patient lifetime value is the average amount of money someone spends with your brand. Okay, for us, they spend right around $2,000, but what you want is right around $1,500 to $2,000. That's a really, really healthy place to be. Now, if you're only averaging 4 visits per patient, well, the profit margin on that isn't that great. And this means that you're going to have to spend a lot more time marketing or a lot more capital in paid advertising to make sure that you're acquiring more patients because they're dropping off so much faster. A few years ago, I'm actually going to pull up. Let's pull up our actual practice metrics here because I want to show you a real life scenario here that we struggled with a few years back. Revenue. Okay, let me share my screen with you here. Okay, and so this is our revenue over the last few years here. Now we really hit a plateau right around this $50,000 mark. Actually, no, it was right here. Yeah, it was right here, right around. I think that was around $30,000 in our practice. And Ben really thought that he's like, I need more leads. I need more leads. I need more leads. And he was solely focused on more marketing. But in reality, he only had about a five. His patients only averaged about 5 visits with him because the primary package he was recommending was a 6-pack. And once we realized it's like you're only averaging 5 visits per patient, it'd be far easier for you and far less expensive to just increase the average number of visits per patient, increasing your patient lifetime value, than it would be to just double how much you're spending on marketing. Okay. And so we made the effort to increase how many visits that patients were averaging with us. And all we did was, instead of recommending the 6-pack, we recommended the 9 visits per package. And all of a sudden, our revenue almost doubled just by doing that. No more patients. We just recommended a larger package, and our conversion rates didn't change at all. And instantly skyrocketed our revenue, and it also skyrocketed our profitability, because in order to increase that revenue, we didn't have to increase our marketing expenses. And so for many of you, the path to $100,000 a year in take-home pay isn't just acquiring more leads. It's how do we actually get them to stick around longer? And so we recommend, so for us, let's see, this year, our average patient, and we got 7 PTs here. We're averaging 9.2 visits per plan of care. Okay. And so we did that by recommending a larger package, but then also on the back end, we're offering a continuity program. And so all of our packages are structured to naturally ascend people into our monthly continuity to increase how long people are going to continue to work with us. And so we have a performance program we call medical fitness coaching. And so we recommend a 10-visit package because we know this gets the absolute best result, because at the end of this package, after we solve the main problem that they have, we're working on performance and prevention for the last couple of sessions, which is exactly what our continuity maintenance program is. And so we get them to fall in love with that service while also helping them get a better outcome and prevent future injuries. And then at the end of that package, it becomes a natural ascension to just join our monthly continuity program, thus increasing the number of average visits a patient has with us and increasing our average patient lifetime value, because they're coming and spending more money with us. And for those patients who don't want monthly continuity, who just aren't that into their health and wellness and don't want to make that monthly investment, well, then in that case, again, we don't discharge them. We schedule them for a 6-month tune-up or a 6-month performance evaluation. Okay, just like a dentist, at the end of every single session you have with a dentist, or any sort of plan of care you might have with them, at the end, they don't discharge you and say, come back if you have any other issues. What they do is they schedule a quarterly or 6-month cleaning. And so that's what we do inside of our practice as well, because we know that every single person benefits benefits tremendously from seeing a physical therapist more often. Okay, this is how we prevent a lot of very, very preventable injuries and lifestyle changes that people are forced into when they aren't taking care of their bodies and they don't have a sense of accountability and education to show them how to do it. And so we don't discharge our patients. We either enroll them in continuity or we schedule them for a quarterly or 6-month tune-up. And everyone jumps on that. And this increases the average number of visits that people have. It gets people back in the door, either just for one session, or we find that there's actually something that we can help them with. And then we enroll them into another package. And by doing this, by keeping people around and keeping the relationship going, it not only has skyrocketed our outcomes, but it's skyrocketed our Google reviews as well as our referrals as well. And so once you understand what numbers you need to hit in your practice, you know who you're targeting and what messaging you should be using to target them. You know what marketing channels you want to use, whether it's paid ads or organic strategies to get them in the door. Now, once you get them in the door, the key to really hitting $100,000 plus in take-home pay per year is getting them to stick around longer so that you're not stuck in this constant hustle and grind for more patients and acquisition. Okay, how long you keep your patients around for is the ultimate thing that you need to be optimizing for, aside from profit inside your business. Because the higher your patient lifetime value, the more you can spend to profitably acquire a patient. And the practice that can spend the most profitably to acquire a patient is always going to win, because you can just outspend everybody in paid advertising and completely dominate your market. But if you have a really low patient lifetime value, maybe $1,000, then it's really, really hard to grow and scale using paid advertising, because that, of course, takes away from the margin, and you have to spend more and more on Facebook ads in order to acquire those patients. So the profitability isn't nearly as scalable. And so make sure that we're making that when patients come in, we're doing everything we can to keep them around, knowing that the longer we keep them around, the better off they're going to be, and the better outcomes we're going to get, and the more referrals we're going to get, thus more profit we're going to generate as a business, getting us closer and closer to that $100,000 a year take-home pay mark, where we're generating $20,000 to $30,000 a month as a business, so we're able to pay ourselves more, we're able to reinvest back into the patient experience more, we're able to reinvest into advertising to grow and scale, we're able to attract top-tier talent when we're ready to hire, because we can pay them what they deserve. And so it's a really, really important thing to measure that a lot of people just really overlook. And so those are the 4 pillars to get yourself to $100,000 a year as quickly as possible. We're seeing, like I said, dozens and dozens of new cash PTs who are entering the market, who are joining our programs, who are hitting these milestones so much faster than they ever thought they would. And so if you are looking for some support in getting yourself to the point where you're finally making 6 figures while also maintaining a healthy work-life balance, put booked below, and we'll follow up with you to talk about what a custom solution might look like, to link arms with myself and the rest of our team to build out your marketing, help you identify what markets or patient populations you should be going for, which marketing strategies you should deploy, exactly how to deploy it, with us working hand in hand every single day, one-on-one, to help you execute these strategies so that you don't have to wait 2-3 years to finally have the work-life balance that you've been looking for. You'll be able to reach your dream income and your dream lifestyle a heck of a lot faster by us working together. So put booked below. And if you're looking for the resources that we discussed in this training, just put bundle below, and we'll follow up and send you the calculator, the AI tool to create your cash practice copy blueprint, as well as all of our guides, including our organic marketing manifesto, our cash physical therapy meta ads manual, and our cash physical therapy sales manuscript, along with our $1 million practice method guide as well. So all of those resources are yours. Just put bundle below. Guys, if you're here with us and still hanging out, thank you so much for being here. Everyone have a fantastic rest of your day. We'll see you next week for another live training. Talk soon.